guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about one movie and one movie only, Supergirl. That's right. Supergirl, that's directed by Craig Gillespie. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. And then written by Anna Nogueira. I think so. I think I only got those names right because I've heard it once. And I was like, dang, that's such a weird way to pronounce. I think I pronounced it right. My pronunciation is terrible, but I think I pronounced it right. Right? So we got Supergirl here. Supergirl is about Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, who joins forces with an unlikely companion on an interstellar journey of vengeance and justice when an unexpected adversary strikes too close to home. I can't read. But before I get into this movie, I just want to clarify that I did see, of course, I saw a Superman movie. I also read the comic Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Just my quick thoughts on that, real quick. Um, I really enjoyed that comic a lot. It's very, I would say, if I had to describe one word about that comic, vibrant. The worlds that it would showcase throughout the each chapter of that comic, it it was so unique and it was so right into your face, and that it definitely gave that same semblance of Guardians of the Galaxy from the movies. And so if you really want to read the comic, I highly recommend it, just because it definitely gives you a different version of what Superman. It's still the same as like the same principles of Superman, but Supergirl is still different on like how she views the world because of how she was affected through her past. And they definitely tie in a lot of elements from that comic into this movie right here. Um, but overall, I thought the movie was pretty fun. I There's definitely some flaws that I'll get into, but I'm gonna start with the good things about this movie. Millie Alcock as Supergirl, I think I thought it was great. She did a great job in showcasing her brute force for sure. But then whenever it came down to like the emotional aspects of the movie, she definitely had the chance to showcase her abilities as an actress, which is great. Um, Jason Momoa as Lobo, awesome. I mean, it was one of those things. If you've been reading a lot of like behind the scenes and just like him, like he's been very vocal about he wanted to play as Lobo for the longest time, and he, besides just having the physical stature of Lobo, he definitely plays that character so well. And I mean, it was cool to see him in the movie, but he just definitely just shows up in this movie. But then again, he's kind of like that in the comics. He just shows up randomly. So then I'm not really upset about him just being thrown in this movie. So I really like that aspect. Crypto is Crypto. I wish I got to see more Crypto. He's just funny. I love the dog so much. I think other than that though, the action scenes are pretty good. That's it. I Everything else about this movie was pretty bland. I would say very generic. If It definitely reminded me a lot of Marvel MCU Phase One. It kind of sucks because you don't want to compare it. The worst thing, I hate comparing things, right? And it kind of sucks because there's so many things outside of this movie that is being either utilized or compared to by other like MCU projects or even like the previous DCU projects. And so I'm trying to like just talk about this movie on itself, right? And so for me, what it lacked a lot of was for sure the storytelling of it was kind of okay. I mean, you kind of got this, like, she just plays this role of like a mentor towards this little girl who was trying to get vengeance for her father from the main villain of the movie. I think it was like his name was Kremlin or something. I don't know what, but the the villain himself, lackluster, just could have been anyone, anything. Definitely a bad guy, I'll say that. But other than that, it's like okay, like he's whatever, like just kill him. I don't care. But I did like the dynamic with Supergirl and the little girl. I wish we got more of that, to be perfectly honest, because it definitely you just jump around a lot, but then again, I don't know if it's because it had the same elements like the comics too, because in the comics you just have jumping from like world to world to world because you're trying to find the antagonist. And this one, I don't know if they were trying to do the same thing as well, but if they were, it didn't work for me. One thing that did not, I wish they I don't know, it's like it could have just been an easy fix. So in this movie, there's a lot of backstory, and they kept going back, like doing a lot of flashbacks for both Supergirl and the other little girl too. And while I thought the flashbacks were really interesting, they were really interesting, but the placements of those flashbacks, they should have just had it in the beginning, or just showcased it all at once and then continue the story fully on. Because it's like if you're going with the story of this movie and then it just suddenly stops and it takes you way back and then it just throws you right back in there and you're like, whoa, what's happening? The editing of this movie, that's the main one of the main things to me, where I think if it just really focused and just handled the flashbacks a lot easier, this movie could have been a lot better, in my opinion. But other than that, though, I thought this movie was pretty good. I don't understand the hate. I mean, I do understand the hate. I don't know why people are just hating on this movie just because of basing off of just the actress's like characteristics, or like her physical characteristics, which is ridiculous on its own, and not just judging it on the movie and by the merits of the movie itself. Because at the end of the day, it's I thought it was a really fun movie to go watch. Even the action sequences alone were pretty entertaining, and seeing Supergirl being the same, she has the same set of powers as Superman, but she utilizes it in a different way. I thought that was really interesting. And so we definitely got to see that. I love her dynamic with Lobo as well. Lobo is just funny, guys. If you want to see this movie because it's like another, honestly, if you just enjoy the comics and just seeing Supergirl, then you're gonna enjoy this movie too. Because I don't think this movie is not terrible. I've definitely seen some horrid, just besides just movies, but superhero movies as well, and this was definitely not one of them. I'll say that. But let me know what you guys think down below. Comment, like, comment, subscribe down there, and I'll catch you guys next time.